ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming our presentation. I'm Mayu. These are my co-presenter, Kokoro and Tomoko.
Tonight, we are going to talk about a fascinating Buddhist monk, a temple, and a spiritual island. Let's step back in 1200 years ago.
We will talk about three main topics. First, Kukai, mysterious Buddhist monk. Second, Koyasan, the center of Shingon Buddhism. Finally, the Shikoku Henro, the sacred circle of pilgrimage. The first presenter is Mayu.
Hello, I'm Mayu. Do you know Kukai? Kukai is one of the most famous Buddhist monks in Japan. He is a founder of Shingon Buddhism. He gave Japan big influence during 8th to 9th century. Today, I would like to talk about Kukai's life and Kukai's teaching. First, I will talk about Kukai's life. Kukai was born on the island of Shikoku in 774. Many people say Kukai was a different person from other people originally, but I think three things influenced Kukai. First, his mother. His mother was a private teacher. When Kukai was a child, his mother taught Kukai some basic subject, and Kukai became interested in studying. Second, university life. When Kukai was 18 years old, he entered the university to study Confucianism, but he quit because university studies how to get good position or how to earn money. So Kukai didn't want to study about it because there is reason 3. When Kukai was 7 years old, he climbed the mountain and said, I want to be a helpful person for people, and I want to make people's life better. If this dream comes true, please save my life. If this dream will not come true, I will die. And Kukai jumped from top of the mountain. Then God saved his life. So Kukai never changed his mind and decided to be a helpful person for people. After he quit the university, he became a Buddhist monk. When Kukai was 31 years old, he went to China to study Buddhism more deeply. And in China, he met a Chinese master of Shingon Buddhism, Keika. Keika really liked Kukai because Kukai had very high motivation and very intelligent. So Keika taught Kukai about Shingon Buddhism. After that, Kukai became a master of Shingon Buddhism. And then Kukai went back to Japan and taught Buddhism for many people. Next, I will talk about Kukai's teaching. Buddhism is a religion that based on teaching of Buddha, but Shingon Buddhism is a little different from other Buddhism because Kukai said people and God are equal. This teaching was very innovative for many people, so many people were very interested in Kukai's teaching and followed him. There is my favorite Kukai's teaching. Parent love is higher than the sky and deeper than the land. Kukai's teaching is very easy to understand and memorize, but it has very deep meaning. There is a many legend about Kukai. Do you have any guesses? Surprisingly, there are over 5,000 legends about Kukai in Japan. And there is one of the most famous legends. When people were suffered from lack of rain, Kukai prayed for God, please give us rain. Suddenly, it began to rain. So people say, wow, he can control the weather and he has a special power. Kukai is a very special person for many people. In conclusion, Kukai was a very important person for Japan and Japanese people. And Kukai had a strong mind and his teaching was very innovative. Some Kukai's teaching made Japan and Japanese life now. There are over 100 temples and places that related to Kukai, and many temples and places are World Heritage or very famous sightseeing places. So I think more and more people will visit these places and will know about Kukai. Not only Japanese people, but also foreign people. Kukai still live in our life. Thank you. Next, Kokoro will talk about one of the most famous Kukai's achievement, Koya-san.
Thank you, Mayu, for sharing with us about Kukai. Hello, I'm Kokoro. I would like to talk about Koya-san. Koya-san is a center of Shingon Buddhism, and it is located in western part of Japan. Today, I have two topics: understanding Koya-san and interesting history of Koya-san. Koya-san is temple complex and one of the most important places in Japan. It was built in 9th century in Wakayama Prefecture by Kukai. It has been 1200 years since Kukai found monastery in Koya-san. Koya-san is located on mountaintop, so it is also known as the holy city of the sky. Koya-san is also popular as a tour spot. The number of tourists in 2015 was record high, about 2 million people. Today, many foreign tourists are visiting Koya-san. Koya-san has many important places to visit. Among them, I would like to talk about 2 important places in Koya-san. First, I would like to talk about Okunoi Cemetery. Okunoi Cemetery is a very important place that extends about 1.2 miles. Over 200,000 tombstones are in Okunoi Cemetery, and Okunoi Cemetery is most sacred and mysterious places in Japan. In Okunoi Cemetery, it has mausoleum of Kukai. In his mausoleum, he entered deep meditation in order to save all people through eternity, and he is believed to still live in Okunoi Cemetery. Next, I will show you Kongo-Buji Temple. Kongo-Buji Temple is headquarters of Shingon Buddhism. It was built in 1593, and Kongo-Buji Temple has Japan's largest rock gardens and rooms that have very beautiful sliding doors. Next, let's move on to history of Koya-san. In 804, Kukai went to China to study Buddhism. After 2 years, he decided to go back to Japan, and before he went back to Japan, he threw a hand trident back to Japan. And when he was looking for a base monastery in Japan, he met a man who had 2 dogs. And Kukai asked the man, "Do you know a good place to build the base monastery?" And the man said, "I know a great place. These dogs will guide you." And Kukai followed the dogs, and he arrived at Koya-san. When he was sleeping, the gracious goddess showed herself and said, "Welcome and thank you for coming to this mountain. I offer this mountain forever." Unbelievably, stuck in a pine tree was a hand trident that Kukai threw from China. Kukai worked hard to spread Shingon Buddhism across Japan, and his teaching saved all people who suffered. In conclusion, Koyasan was opened by Kukai 1200 years ago. Kukai is believed to still live in Koyasan, and he saved us through eternity. Koyasan has many important places to visit, and it has a very long history. Koyasan is a wonderful place to visit, so I recommend you to go to Koyasan once in your lifetime. It is good to spend time away from your busy daily life at Koyasan. Thank you. Next, Tomoko will talk about one of Kukai's achievements, Shikoku Ohendo.
Thank you, Kokoro, for sharing interesting presentation about Koyasan. Hi, I'm Tomoko. I'll introduce about Shikoku Ohendo. Let's go to the Shikoku Ohendo. By the way, have you ever heard of Shikoku Ohendo?
Yes.
The Shikoku Ohendo is the 88 temples, the secret circle of the Shikoku pilgrimage in Shikoku. Shikoku is here. In the world, there are many various religious pilgrimages. For example, the Muslims have been visiting Mecca, and the Christians have traveled to the Camino de Santiago. Also, the Shikoku pilgrimage is related to Buddhism. Recently, many people, including foreigners, have helped make the Shikoku pilgrimage. About 300,000 people a year take part in it. Now, you learn a little bit about Shikoku Ohendo. I'll introduce three main topics. First, what the Shikoku pilgrimage is. Second, what to wear. Finally, my personal experiences. First, what the Shikoku pilgrimage is. Kukai walked the Shikoku pilgrimage route. It happened for the first time about 1200 years ago. As Kokoro told you, Koyasan is a main temple village. So, many pilgrims visit Koyasan after finishing the pilgrimage. I want to ask you, why do you think people make the pilgrimage? I think the pilgrims consider it is a chance to remove stress and escape busy life, especially when they want to change something in their life. Next, what to wear. The Shikoku Ohendo has many items to wear and brings. I'll introduce two important items. First, the white robe, which we are wearing. It represents purity and innocence. On the other hand, it also holds the meaning of death shroud, symbolizing that the Shikoku pilgrims was prepared to die at any time. The other item is a staff. The staff is embodiment of the Buddhist priest, Kukai. In the past, the staff was used as a grave marker because it is hard and difficult to make the pilgrimage. So some people died during the making of pilgrimage. Finally, my personal experiences. In addition, in fact, I made the Shikoku pilgrimage when I was an elementary school student. I thought that it was very hard because I had to climb a mountain and walk for a distance. It is just exhausting to train. However, I did enjoy this year. This is me. While making the pilgrimage, I met wonderful people who gave me the handmade good luck charm. The local people gave a small gift, such as snacks, vegetables, fruit, and drinks. It is called osettai. Osettai is an important traditional part of Shikoku pilgrimage. When I met them, I was totally exhausted, but I was glad because I could recover my energy. Even now, this meeting is a totally unforgettable memory. While making the pilgrimage, I could change my mental state and have new ideas about what is the most important point. In addition, I thank my family for raising me. The main point about Shikoku pilgrimage are that it was made by Kukai, and it is traditional part osettai. I think the Shikoku pilgrimage is a great chance for personal change. If you are interested in my presentation, let's go to the Shikoku pilgrimage. You may have an extremely fabulous experience. Would you like to go to the Shikoku Hendo?
Yes.
I hope you would. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed our presentation. Kukai is a founder of Shingon Buddhism, and he gave Japan big influence during 8th to 9th century.
Hoya-san and Shikoku Hendo are still visited by many people.
If you are interested in our presentation, please visit these places. We will be your tour guide. Thank you.